What up, y'all? You know who it is? Cliff. Hey, man, let me tell y'all this little funny. It happened one time. A little funny story happened in the county jail. We was me and Bub was in these was in a dorm with 2-man cells, and there was an inmate that he had had some problems on another dorm or something. I don't know, but they moved him in there where we was at, and the guy was he was gay and he was HIV positive and uh he was he was real. I didn't have any problems with him. He was from Talladega, and so I knew some people down there, and so um I didn't have me and him didn't have any problems with it. But he was real dramatic. Like I mean, for real, like he was real dramatic, and they was just y'all know people from Huntsville, whatever. They'll know who I'm talking about. There used to be an old man. I can't think of his last name. That he was a CO down there, old black man. I mean, probably 70-year old, 60s, late 60s. He used to come in and anyway, he come in there and told me and Bub one time. We was like, what'd you get into this over the weekend? And he said, well, I got these two old girls that like to smoke crack, and he said, so I went and picked them up, and I went and got me some beer, and I spent the weekend with them. He said I went and bought them some crack or whatever, and like he didn't even care, like he just flat out tell you, like, man, I got a year to retire, I don't give a flip, I done retired once, and but anyway, it was just funny how he didn't care. Like he would just tell us, he's like, "Oh, I go pick up these two old girls, these dope girls, and I'll buy them, whatever they want. And they just, I lay up with them all weekend." And but one day, the guard worked like 2 or 3 days in a row shifts or whatever. So one day, the dude that was real dramatic or whatever, he sent a kite out on the guard. It's a little green form that they give you, and it's a grievance form basically. If you want to tell them that the guards is doing you wrong, or that your cellmate stealing, or yeah, anything you want to tell on them, that's how you got to do it. You got to put it in the window in a in a little green thing on a green piece of paper. So, and everybody can walk by and read it too. And what a lot of people do is they'll wait till the last minute when they come in there to get the mail, and they'll run down there and hand it to them. But if anybody ever put one in the window, everybody go over and read it, even though you ain't supposed to. But anyway, dude put one in the window one day, and so as I was walking the dorm, Bub said, "Grab that damn form and see what it says." So I grabbed it and looked at it, and it was like, officers so and so got it in for me, and I think he's discriminating against me because I'm gay and this and that. And I done told y'all that I don't eat eggs, and I got to have certain boy. I mean, he was just naming off all kind of stuff. He thought he was at the damn Holiday Inn or something. I don't know. But anyway, he wrote that grievance out on that officer, so it had to go. When that happens, that goes to a sergeant or something, and they got to review it or whatever. So the next day, the old CO comes back on shift, and when he goes to walk in, he's putting his key in the door, getting ready to come in the dorm, or whatever. And the dude, dramatic dude, was standing right there by the door, and the old man walked in, and the dude that was real dramatic, he kind of looked at him and gave him a snarl, like, and that old man looked at him and he said, "Go ahead, say something." He said, "I wish you would." He said, "It'll look like a kung fu movie up in here on your ass." Man, everybody in there died laughing. And the dude, the dramatic dude, man, he lost it. He said, "I'm Anyway, they ended up moving him that night, but it was just funny. The old dude told him, he said, "Go ahead, try something." He said, "It'll look like a kung fu movie on your ass in here." You just had to, yeah. I think, and it's just some crazy stuff in there. But yeah, they'll And then I seen a dude one night. There was a dude from Huntsville. He's a guard. I can't think of his name. He was a black guy, real cool. If you didn't, act up or whatever. And there was somebody in there one night that was bucking, and now half the people in the dorm had grew up in the same neighborhood as this guy that was the guard, so they knew that he could fight. They knew him from the streets. They knew he could fight. They grew up fighting with, against him and all that. So, so dude's in there bucking one night. I'll whoop anybody in. I'll whoop it. And the guard come in and said, "Hey man, knock all that old mess off." And the dude said, "Man, I'll get you too." And about five people stood up and like, "Hey man, you don't want to go. You don't want none of that. I'm telling you." And he was like, "Man, I ain't worried about nothing." And so the dude took his belt off and just laid it down on the table. And he was like, "All right." He's like, "Come on with it then." And he was gonna do it, but he never did. Yeah, he thought he thought about it before he got down them steps and realized, yeah, okay, this ain't what I want to do. So, but yeah, the old police dude, he took his belt off and laid it down. He's like, "Come on down here, then. I got you." He was gonna fight him 1-on-1 right there in the dorm. But all right, y'all.